from Convention Hall in Atlantic City, the 1965 Miss America Pageant. With Nancy Ann Fleming, Miss America of 1961, Maria Beale Fletcher, Miss America of 1962, and your reigning Miss America, Vonda K. Van Dyke. Miss America's favorite master of ceremonies, Bert Park. One of the all-time favorite Miss Americas and lovely TV star, Bess Meyerson. And starring 50 of Miss America's favorite daughters, the lovely and talented young ladies competing for the title of Miss America of 1966. The 1965 Miss America Pageant, brought to you by Tony, creator of fine beauty products for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. And by Oldsmobile, the rocket action car, in behalf of Oldsmobile dealers everywhere. And by Pepsi-Cola, the official drink of the Pepsi generation.
Good evening. Tradition is the word to describe the theme of this year's Miss America pageant. The dictionary defines tradition as something handed down from the past. And in that sense, the pageant has a very special meaning for those of us who are members of the Miss America family. The first Miss America pageant was an informal affair, conceived by a small group of business and civic leaders. The year was 1921. The winner, Margaret Gorman of Washington, D.C., selected from among representatives of 8 eastern cities. Tonight, Miss America for 1966 will be chosen from among representatives of all 50 states of the Union. In the 44 years that span these two events, the Miss America pageant has grown to include 3,500 local contests involving the participation of 70,000 young women and the active support of 200,000 civic leaders and organizations. In the next 2 hours, the most recent chapter in the history of the Miss America story will be written. A tradition that continues as the curtain of the great stage here in Convention Hall now rises on the final night of the Miss America pageant for 1965.
Ladies and gentlemen, your master of ceremonies, Bert Parks.
It's 11 years I've come to Atlantic City. It's 11 years I've stood on this very spot. Ah, you'd think I'd get blasé in Atlantic City. Believe me when I say, my friends, I'm not. For it's more than just a job when I MC up here. I consider it a privilege to be up here. Each year when we come back, it's always new. Why do I feel the way I do? There's only one Miss America, one Miss America, one Miss America girl. You'll find her in Atlantic City, the beginning of fall. Walking down the runway in Convention Hall. There's only one Miss America, one Miss America, one Miss America girl. So many others imitate us on TV. So many others imitate us. You'll agree if imitation is the greatest form of flattery. We're so flattered, our head is in a whirl. There's only one Miss America pageant, and only one Miss America girl. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the the 44th year, the Miss America pageant. It is truly an American tradition. And before we meet the lovely champions from the 50 states, let's welcome the girl who arrived here as Miss Arizona and left as Miss America. Vonda K. Van Dyke, our reigning Miss America. Thank you. And now this year's candidates for a year of fame and fortune and a lifetime of memories. 50 girls selected from 3,500 local pageants across the United States. 50 Miss America girls you'd be proud to call your own. Miss Alabama. Miss Alaska. Miss Arizona. Miss Arkansas. Miss California. Miss Colorado. Miss Connecticut. Miss Delaware. Miss Florida. Miss Georgia. Miss Hawaii. Miss Idaho. Miss Illinois. Miss Indiana. Miss Iowa. Miss Kansas. Miss Kentucky. Miss Louisiana. Miss Maine. Miss Maryland. Miss Massachusetts. Miss Michigan. Miss Minnesota. Miss Mississippi. Miss Missouri. Miss Montana. Miss Nebraska. Miss Nevada. Miss New Hampshire. Miss New Jersey. Miss New Mexico. Miss New York. Miss North Carolina. Miss North Dakota. Miss Ohio. Miss Oklahoma. Miss Oregon. Miss Pennsylvania. Miss Rhode Island. Miss South Carolina. Miss South Dakota. Miss Tennessee. Miss Texas. Miss Utah. Miss Vermont. Miss Virginia. Miss Washington. Miss West Virginia. Miss Wisconsin. Miss Wyoming.
While always one of the highlights of this final night of the Miss America pageant, was not a totally accurate description of this event until last year. At that time, it was decided to discontinue the custom of including representatives of such cities as Chicago, New York, and Washington, D.C. Today, the Parade of States is truly just that, as 50 lovely and talented young ladies from the 50 states proudly walk the 130-foot runway to the applause of the capacity final night audience here in Convention Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented state representatives to the 1965 Miss America pageant. Now, at the conclusion of last night's competition, a staff of certified public accountants added all the points that the judges gave the girls in the 3 nights of preliminary competition in talent, in evening gown, and in swimsuit. The 10 girls with the highest number of points are the lucky semifinalists who will continue to compete this evening for the title Miss America 1966. Here, then, is the decision of the judges, the 10 semifinalists. Miss Indiana. Miss Alabama. Miss South Carolina. Miss Kansas. Miss Louisiana. Miss Wisconsin. Miss Oregon. Miss Utah. Miss Florida. And Miss Mississippi. There they are, the 10 semifinalists, and in less than 2 hours from now, one of these ladies will be crowned Miss America for 1966. Each year, educational scholarships are awarded not only to Miss America and to the 10 semifinalists, but to many of the talented non-finalists as well. Now, this year, in the opinion of the judges, there are a record number of 9 unusually talented non-semifinalists. a graphic example of the closeness of the competition and the ever-increasing caliber of Miss America contestants. It is fitting that these awards be made by the woman who was the moving force behind the creation of the Miss America Scholarship Program back in 1945. This is her 31st year of unswerving dedication to everything that the pageant stands for. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of the Miss America Pageant, Mrs. Lenora Slaughter, right here.
Thank you, Bert, for those very wonderful remarks. And now, the announcement of our non-finalist talent awards. The award for the best dancer, Maria Elizabeth Mushrove, Miss Iowa. And Jean Maria Ruth, Miss Minnesota, a tie. Award for the best popular singer, Sandra Lynn Becker, Miss California. Award for the best classical singer, Esther Lynn Smith, Miss Michigan. And Dinah Sue Fella, Miss Montana. Award for the best musician, Hippie Lou Brinkman, Miss Washington. Awards in all other categories, Rhonda Lynn Hammond, Miss Idaho. Judith Lynn McConnell, Miss Pennsylvania. And Lois Gay Ratcliffe, Miss West Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Slaughter, for presenting these awards. We'll be back.
The 50 state representatives appearing in tonight's Miss America finals and thousands more like them who didn't reach Atlantic City will be able to pursue their goal of a college education thanks to the Miss America Scholarship Program that was created in 1945. My feeling for the scholarship program is quite personal, for I was one of the first winners to receive its benefits, and I know from first-hand experience what a great help it can be in making cherished plans come true. In the 20 years since the scholarship program was inaugurated, almost $700,000 has been awarded at these national finals in Atlantic City, and more than $5 million has been distributed at local and state pageants. These impressive figures demonstrate how much the modern American girl values an education. But she likes to relax and have fun too, and here's proof of that.
Take it from the top. Ice-cold Pepsi-Cola. Regular Pepsi with a cool, modern taste, and Diet Pepsi when you want to hit a lighter note for less than a calorie. Either way, Pepsi's cold, bold, delicious, and that's no jazz. Come on, they're playing your song.
Come alive, you're in the Pepsi generation.
I'm sure you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, that the task of selecting a Miss America for 1966 from among those 10 lovely semifinalists is a formidable job indeed. One that requires Believe me, 4 days of dedication and a unique sense of responsibility. Tonight, that responsibility falls on the shoulders of the distinguished men and women who make up this year's panel of judges, and I would like for you to meet them now. First, a popular baritone who has sung at the Metropolitan and all of the world's leading opera houses, now the director of the Manhattan School of Music, Mr. John Brownlee. Mr. Brownlee, please take a bow. A distinguished artist and writer and one of the country's leading authorities in his field. He is the art critic of the New York Times, Mr. John Cannaday. Mr. Cannaday. A dynamic gentleman who has produced many of Broadway's biggest hits, including the current success, Baker Street, Mr. Alexander Cohen. Go. One of the great ladies of motion pictures, an Academy Award-winning actress, now an executive of the Pepsi-Cola Company, Miss Joan Crawford. An outstanding theatrical public relations expert with long experience in Broadway and Hollywood productions, Mr. Bill Dahl. Bill? The president of the General Federation of Women's Clubs, who devotes much of her time to public service, Mrs. William H. Haysbrook. You know, throughout the year, local and state pageants are supported enthusiastically by the young men who certainly are the leaders of tomorrow. In recognition of their help in making our pageant possible, we're always very proud to have one of their number on our panel of judges. This year, we have the chairman of the board of the United States JCs, Mr. Stan Ladley. Mr. Ladley. Thank you. A man who has served many times on our panel of judges, the director of casting and talent for MGM Studios, Mr. Albert Tresconi. Albert. A lovely lady who staged and choreographed some of Broadway's biggest hits, including the current Half a Sixpence, and my favorite show, The Music Man, Miss Anna White. Thank you, Anna. And we are also very proud and honored to have in our Miss America audience tonight a distinguished guest, the chief executive of the Garden State, Richard J. Hughes, governor of New Jersey. Governor Hughes. Thank you, sir. You know, the 34-year history of the Miss America pageant is all made possible by 200,000 dedicated men and women, not only here in Atlantic City, but all over the United States, who all year long search through small towns and big cities and college campuses to find the kind of girl we are looking for. And that search has now narrowed down, as you know, to the 10 semifinalists who will be in our evening gown presentation. Where do they come from? Why are they here? What kind of girl is the girl we hold dear? She's a girl with a dream who wants to be best. She's a girl with a dream who stands out from the rest. It takes quite a girl to sit on that throne. And it takes quite a girl to walk out there alone. Out on that runway, that fabulous runway. Oh, what a thrill to walk down that runway. And it's just like the song says, she's walking on air. Can it be a dream or is she really there? Walking down that runway, that fabulous runway. Her heart is pounding so on the runway. She alone knows what effort went into the climb. She hears that applause for the very first time. And then she knows it was worth it all. Here at Convention Hall, where thousands can see, she's on that runway, that fabulous runway. Her heart is pounding so on the runway. Then the moment comes near when we crown someone new. Which girl will we sing Miss America to? On that runway, that fabulous runway. lovely semifinalists. An evening gown, everybody.
Every year, the Miss America judges are faced with the extremely difficult job of trying to evaluate, besides beauty, such qualities as poise, personality, spirit, the many other intangibles which mark the wearer of the Miss America crown as a very special young lady. What they're looking for is the girl who will be a living symbol, both at home and abroad, of the very best qualities that can be found in a young American woman. Coming up in just a moment is the talent competition, which traditionally provides a revealing test of these most important qualities.
Find the stairway to beauty with Tony. Step by step, you'll grow lovelier. Step by step, you'll ascend. You'll reach new heights of glamour. You'll see what we recommend. The Tony Stairway to Beauty, where beauty steps can be found that lead you to the look that wins the Miss America crown.
Tonight we'll show you step by step how to get the Miss America look with our favorite Tony beauty product. Remember last year's Miss North Carolina? She steps up to a lovelier complexion with Deep Magic, facial cleansing lotion, and dry skin conditioner. Miss Minnesota recommends Tame Cream Rinse to keep your hair soft, shining. Miss Arkansas knows how Tony puts permanent hold in smooth hairdos. It's the Uncurly Permanent. Miss Illinois styles her hair with Adorn, the water-free hairspray that holds up to twice as long. And Miss Virginia returns to introduce Casual, Tony's exciting new hair coloring. These Tony beauty steps can give you the fresh, natural look America loves. So begin tonight.
Step by step, get the look that wins the Miss America crown.
In 1935, the Miss America pageant took a long step forward with the addition of our competition in talent. It has grown in importance each year because its purpose is not simply an exhibition of skill in the performing arts, but rather an outward indication of initiative, of intelligence, and of resourcefulness. And some of the inequalities, of course, that Miss America should have. And by way of illustration, here are two girls with all of these qualities, former Miss Americas. First from 1962, Maria Beale Fletcher, and Miss America of 1961, Nancy Ann Fleming. Let's welcome them back warmly. Hi. Hi. And these lovely ladies are now married ladies. Maria, how long?
3 weeks and 6 days.
Short. And Nancy?
Almost 3 years.
Oh, dear. It's fine. I remember in 1962, your talent was singing and dancing, right?
That's
Maria?
right.
And in 61, I don't quite remember what it was you did, Nancy.
I sewed, Bert.
You what?
I sewed. I gave an exhibition of some of the clothes I made myself.
Oh, that's right. You don't sing or dance.
Not much.
But Bert,
Right.
she did win her talent competition.
Yes, I remember that. But I thought maybe you could join Maria and me in a little song and dance?
Couldn't I just sew something for you, Bert?
Yes, I have a button that's come right off. No, I couldn't. No. Maybe we have a little spot here where we're supposed to do a song and dance. Could you join us?
You and Maria dance, and I'll just work on my specialty over here.
All right, fine. Okay. Well, to each his own, which I think points up again. The words to our song are the living truth. Okay? Here we go.
Everybody's got talent. Everybody's got some kind of talent. Everybody's got talent. Hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere.
76 George Washington said, Betsy Ross, I think we've won. One thing is missing, Betsy said. George, hand me my needle and thread.
Everybody's got talent. Everybody's got some kind of talent. Everybody's got talent. Hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere.
There was a kid by the name of White, liked to take long walks at night. When he grew up, you remember the case. He took that great big walk in space.
Everybody's got talent. Everybody's got some kind of talent. Everybody's got talent. Hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere. In Liverpool, I've heard as how a singer couldn't get a break no how. But when the barbers went on strike, the Beatles yelled, now where's that mic? Everybody's got talent. Everybody's got some kind of talent. Everybody's got talent. Hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere.
Talent is a wonderful thing. Whether you dance or sew or sing, Miss America girls, no matter what, you can bet they'll give it all they've got.
Everybody's got talent. Everybody's got some kind of talent. Everybody's got talent. Hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere, hidden somewhere. Everybody's got talent. Thank you very much. Thank you, girls. And that, of course, is the introduction, my friends, to a very important part of our program, the talent presentation. The celebrated motion picture and stage show, The Sound of Music, has captured the imagination of our first young lady. She will sing a medley of songs from that production. This is Eileen Smith, Miss Indiana. Let's welcome her.
A female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, far a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, love, a note to follow, so tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do.
Can you imagine what a thrill that is? Some of these young ladies who've never appeared on a stage before to hear that wonderful applause from this warm audience down here in Convention Hall. Our next talent, Giuseppe Verdi's opera Rigoletto, has always been a challenge to singers. Singing now one of the great arias from that opera, Caro Nome, is Linda Folsom, Miss Alabama. Thank you. Now, Miss South Carolina will present for her talent offering her original piano arrangement of Miss America? That's my, well, all right, just this once. Here to take us on a world tour of the Baldwin Concert Grand is Nancy Moore, Miss South Carolina, right here.
me some Medica. Missy America?
Your television set can capture most of tonight's excitement and glamour, but it cannot capture the frightening feeling of performing on one of the largest stages in the world before an audience here of 25,000 people and those all-important judges. This is what the 10 semifinalists are feeling right now, but you'd never know it. They're real troopers. We'll see the next 3 talent performances right after a visit with a different kind of performer who's making people happy all across the country.
Now, a day in the life of a typical Oldsmobile salesman. Or, how come you see so many new Oldsmobiles around? As we join our typical Oldsmobile salesman, we hear him say,
Bye. Enjoy your new Oldsmobile.
Congratulations, typical Oldsmobile salesman. You're making a lot of people happy, Olds owners.
Thank you, typical boss. But there's the real hero. Our jumbo year-end savings make it easy to own an Olds.
easy to own is right. At these low prices, every new Oldsmobile is going fast. The swinging young Oldsmobiles. Family-size Oldsmobiles. The big luxurious Oldsmobiles. The high-performing Oldsmobiles up to 370 horsepower. And the super new Oldsmobiles with those elegant interiors. So there you have it. A day in the life of a typical Oldsmobile salesman. A man delivering fine cars at jumbo year-end savings. Outstanding cars. Outstanding low prices. That's how come you see so many new Oldsmobiles around these days. You too can move right out, right now, at the right price. So see your Oldsmobile dealer now, during jumbo year-end savings time. And go the rocket action route.
You know, after Miss South Carolina's interpretation of Miss America, I'm going to have to learn the lyrics all over again. They go by, and there she is, a Mrs. America. There she is, a use ideal. You know, everything we change, right? Before the era of widescreen, stereophonic soundtracks and popcorn intermissions, motion picture houses inspired their audiences with high emotion as they ran the flickers in an original monologue. The tense melodrama of that day is recreated by Deborah Bryant Miss Kansas, right here.
Dear friends, witness one of life's tender dramas, the miserable miserliness of Midas Moneybags. But first, meet our cast. A sigh for little Nell. A cheer will cheer Michael Manley on, you all. Despicable hits for Midas Moneybags. Oh, there's no place like home. There's no, alas, this is the day the mortgage is due, and I am penniless. Hark! Methinks me hear a knock at me door. Ahem! I say, methinks me hear a knock at me door. Aha! Perchance it is my hero, Michael Manny with the money. Money with the manly. Oh, manly with the money. This is the day the mortgage is due, and she is penniless, and I demand payment. You are a curse, sir. Now, she is at me mercy. All is lost. You unhead her, you hear? There, in your filthy lucre. Take it and be gone. Hero, you have paid me mortgage. Oh, shucks.
Miss Kansas, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen. Ladies and gentlemen, in the background, you hear the voice of the late and beloved Jeanette MacDonald. And here, singing a tribute to her ideal, is Linda Ferguson, Miss Louisiana.
But if when I hear
Wonderful. Our next contestant comes to us from the northern state of Wisconsin, but she will sing a song that has a southern flavor. Here is Sharon Singstock, Miss Wisconsin.
Rock-a-bye your baby with a Dixie melody. When you croon a tune from the heart of Dixie. Just hang my cradle, mammy mine, right on that Mason-Dixon line, and swing it from Virginia to Tennessee with all the love that's in ya. Weep no more, my lady, sing that song again for me. Sing, oh, Black Joe, just as though you had me on your knee. A million baby kisses I'll deliver the minute that you sing the Swanee River. Rock-a-bye, your rock-a-bye baby with a Dixie melody. Weep no more, my lady, sing that song again for me. Sing, oh, Black Joe, just as though you had me on your knee. A million baby kisses I'm gonna deliver the minute that you sing the Swanee forever. Rock-a-bye, your rock-a-bye baby with the Dixie melody. Weep no more, my lady, rock that song again for me. Rock, oh, Black Joe, just as though you had me on your knee. A million baby kisses I'm gonna deliver the minute that you sing that Swanee River. Rock-a-bye, your rock-a-bye baby with a
That's Wisconsin.
The 1965 Miss America pageant will continue after a pause for station identification.
Welcome back to the final night of the 1965 Miss America pageant from Convention Hall in Atlantic City. Down on the stage, Master of Ceremonies Bert Parks is just about ready to announce the next two performers in the talent competition.
Continuing our talent now, ladies and gentlemen, some of the most beautiful songs to come along in a long while are from the musical The Sound of Music by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and appropriately costumed as the heroine of that musical to sing two of its most glorious songs is Susan Pack, Miss Oregon, right here.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like a chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like a brook when it trips and falls over stone on its way to sing through the night, like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hill when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once more. High on a hill was a lonely goat herd, lay-o-lay-o-lay-hee-hoo. Loud was the voice of the lonely goat herd, lay-o-lay-o-lay. The folks in the town of quite scream of her, lay-o-lay-o-lay-hee-hoo. A loud did clear from the goat herd's goat herd, lay-o-lay-o-lay. When little girl in a pale pink coat had, lay-o-lay-o-lay-hee-hee. She owed back to the lonely goat herd, lay-o-lay-o-lay. I soon her mama with a gleaming glow had, lay-o-lay-o-lay-hee-hoo. What a duet for a girl and goat had, lay-o-lay-o-lay. Oh, oh, lady-o-lay, oh, 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 lady-o-lay. Lady-o-lay, lady-o-lay. Lady-o-lay, lady-o-lay, lay-o-lay-hee-hoo. Soon a duet will become a trio, lay-o-lay-o-lay. Oh, lay-hee, oh, lay-hee, oh, lay-hee, oh,
Miss Utah.
And now the... Do I have the right one here? Is this Miss Florida? Hmm? What? That was Miss Utah. Coming up? Oh. I don't have the card. But I know she's going to be marvelous. And I'll tell you all about what she does after you know what she's done already, you know. A nice warm welcome for Miss Utah right here.
This is woman. In her being is beauty, strength, tenderness, and courage. The kind of courage it took to leave her home and walk across the plains to the valley in the mountains. Tender love, she cradled her wee one and laughed with the children who played near her skirt. She helped plant the grain, and then fought the black horde of crickets devouring the crop. but faith, prayer, courage, and beauty were in her being. Woman, my tribute to her.
Thank you, Miss Utah. Miss Utah. And my sincere apologies to the lovely Miss Utah, Yvonne Vernon, who portrayed a tribute to a woman with a creative dance and narration of her own voice. She was wonderful. Thank you.
The talent performances of the last two semifinalists will be coming up in just a moment. Today, most women color their hair. Now it's so easy to color your hair at home and get lovely, natural-looking color. That's why I use Tony's New Casual, the permanent hair color made right, made easy by Tony to use at home.
If it's smart, it's casual.
If it's easy, it's casual.
If the colors are true, that's casual too. So go casual.
It's a natural.
New Casual Permanent Hair Color by Tony. Easier than beauty shop colors, better than shampoo ends. Turns out right time after time.
So go casual.
It's a natural.
So go casual. It turns out right time after time. I recommend it. Ask for New Casual Permanent Hair Color by Tony.
The coloratura touch given by the next talent contestant to the vocal waltz, Il Bacio, proves once again the beauty of this familiar classic. Carol Lynn Blum, Miss Florida. You know, the determination possessed by our contestants to do the best job possible for their states is evident. As we meet Miss Mississippi, who proclaims I ain't down yet, from the unsinkable Molly Brown by Meredith Wilson. Patricia Puckett, Miss Mississippi.
Sure, I'm tuckered. Sure, I'm tired, but I ain't down yet. How can anybody say I'm down? Blech. Hate that word down. Ooh, but I love the word up. I tell you, nobody wants me down like me wants me up. Up where the people are. Up where the laughing is. Up where the jokes are going around. Just you wait. Someday, somehow, with all my might and all my men, I'm gonna be somebody. I'm gonna learn and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. And if you go nowhere up the road somewhere and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me. I'm gonna from place to place to find a house with a golden stairs. And if the house is red and has a big brass bed, I'm living there. They've just been wrestling with the queen, if you please. Who'd recognize me with this dirt on my knees? And all this mock hair, and all them toes, and this contraption they call my nose. A queen can never be a queen without a throne. I'll have the best throne you've ever known. Here is my scepter, here is my crown. I think I'll just sit down. I'm gonna learn to and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. I can be just as snooty as the pink-faced beauty on the bread box has always been to me. I'm gonna move from place to place to find a house with a golden stair. And if the house is red and has a big brass bed, I'm living there.
The competition during Pageant Week is of a very special sort. Sooner or later, each finalist realizes that the real contest is within herself, to most fully and fairly live up to her own potential and thereby justify the faith of those she represents. This sort of competition leads to respect and friendship among the contestants. The proof of this is that Vonda K. Van Dyke, Miss America for 1965, was voted the best-liked girl by all the finalists at last year's pageant. We'll meet Vonda K. and we'll also see the swimsuit competition in just a moment.
Here's the crown Miss America wears. And here are some of the girls who've worn it. Vonda Van Dyke, Donna Axum, Jacqueline Mayer. And what a busy time it is being Miss America.
It's fun and exciting, but it's work too. You have to look your best every minute, your hair especially. That's why so many Miss Americas use Tame. Now easier than ever. Look, just squeeze. New, easy-to-use Tame Cream Rinse. This girl will show you the difference Tame makes. Without Tame, tangles. Squeeze on a little Tame after shampooing, tangles gone. Without Tame, hair is dry and fly away. With Tame, hair behaves. And look at that shine. That's why so many Miss Americas use Tame. Why don't you? New, easy-to-use Tame Cream Rinse.
Look what's new. It's Dippity-Doo, a new hair-setting gel with body that's real. Body you can feel. You just Dippity-Doo.
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 Hold hair together.
Dippity-Doo.
Hugs those rollers.
Dippity-Doo.
Big on body.
Holds that set.
Never drippity.
It's Dippity-Doo.
You.
For you.
Last year, for the first time in the 44-year history of the Miss America pageant, one young lady not only won the coveted title of Miss America, but she won the title of Miss Congeniality, too. Let's welcome back warmly Miss America, Vonda K. Van Dyke, right here. Hi.
Oh.
Well, Vonda, I see you brought your assistant with you.
Yeah, well, what can she do without me? She's just a girl.
Now, wait a minute. She's not just a girl. She has beauty, she has brains, she has talent and charm. She is a Miss America girl.
You ought to see her in the morning.
Oh, come on.
Well, it's how come you always criticize me? Now, I'm nice to you. Well, look, I even took you to college with me.
You mean to say there's such a thing as a smart dummy?
Watch it, Bud. Don't you know three's a crowd?
No, but if you hum a few bars, I'll be glad to sing it for you.
Yeah, that guy knew he got to go.
All right. Well, now, listen, you weren't very nice to Mr. Parks, but, you know, in spite of your bad disposition, I love you.
Well, I love you, too.
My buddy,
My buddy.
you'll always be my buddy.
Ain't nobody
Ever gonna split us up? We've come a long way together.
long way together.
But oh, we got a long, long way to go. The future may be sunny,
The future may be muddy,
but no one can come between me and my buddy, 'cause oh, we got a long, long way to go. Pretty soon they're gonna crown a new girl. I'll be a blue girl.
but you'll have me and I will still have you, girl.
Ain't nobody ever gonna split us up. We've come a long way together.
A long way together.
But oh, we got a long, long way to go.
Don't care if you win.
You don't care if I win.
Girl, to me you're never gonna be an old has-been. 'Cause
We got a long, long way to,
a long, long way to
a real long way to
Well, Vonda and Curly, it's very nice having you back again, but now I think we must continue with the swimsuit
Oh,
competition.
well, that's fine. I'll go change.
Oh, come on now, Curly, don't tell me that you're competing in swimsuit.
Well, of course I am.
You're not serious.
Wait till they see me in my swimsuit, nonchalantly meandering down the beach.
I'll bet they never will know he was a 97-pound weakling just a month ago.
Wait till they see me in a swimsuit, fascinatingly just beyond their reach.
Now, listen, I want to tell you this audience is not interested in seeing you in a swimsuit.
Yeah, well, they don't know what they're missing,
They
Smiley.
do know what they're missing, and if you don't move on, we won't get around to swimsuit at all.
I ain't finished
Oh,
my
really?
song.
Well, listen to this. There's only one Miss America, one Miss America, one Miss America girl.
Meandering down the beach.
You'll find her in Atlantic City, the beginning
Will
of
know
fall.
he was a
Walking down the runway in Convention Hall. There's only one Miss America, one Miss America, one Miss America girl. There's only one Miss America pageant, and only one Miss America girl. Thank you, Vonda and Curly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 10 semifinalists in swimsuit competition. Miss Indiana. Miss Alabama. Mississippi.
When the tension really mounts here in Convention Hall. Luckily, the 10 semifinalists don't have time to be nervous. In preparation for the long-awaited judges' decision, the girls are now going to change from swimsuit back into evening gown. This was not always so. Until 1948, the new Miss America was always crowned while wearing a swimsuit. But in that year, pageant officials decided that the title holder should exemplify the ideal American girl and not a bathing beauty. This decision to minimize the bathing beauty aspect of the pageant has become an accepted part of the Miss America tradition. Through the years, other changes were made. But the Miss America pageant has always retained its unique position in the affections of the American public. We'll return to the stage to hear what the pageant means to the girls themselves in just a moment.
Is there water in your hairspray? There shouldn't be. Water takes the shape out of your hairdo. You need the water-free hairspray. Self-styling Adorn. Adorn actually helps put shape into your hairdo. Feather lightly. Then spray Adorn right into your hairdo, not just on top. Now smooth into place. The shape is in to stay. You can feather for fullness wherever you need it, because Adorn's water-free formula holds from inside. Actually keeps the shape in up to twice as long. You couldn't style this way with a watery hairspray, but you can do it with Adorn. Adorn is absolutely water-free. Remember, water takes the shape out of your hairdo. You need Adorn, the water-free hairspray. It holds up to twice as long. Self-styling Adorn. Adorn.
Adorn is the only hairspray I style with and recommend because it's water-free. That makes all the difference.
Step by step, get the look that wins the Miss America crown.
Just before our finale, friends, I'd like to bring back our two former Miss Americas, Nancy Fleming and Maria Beale Fletcher, and our special guest, Vicki Powers. Miss Alabama in 1964, Ellen Warren, Miss Maine in 1964, and the wonderful Arbors, whose fine voices you've been hearing in the background. You know, in my 11 years here, I've noticed something that this, you will agree, is more than just a pageant. And I've tried to find in my own mind why. Because I think, and I'm sure you'll agree, that the Miss America girls are the greatest. Let's tell you about it in music. Here we are.
It's not just a pageant, not just a show, not just a group of girls on the stage who rise to and fro.
All you armchair critics watching out there on TV, oh, how I wish that you could be here with me. Then you see it's more than a pageant, more than a show. There's something about the dreams in their eyes that gives them a glow. For if they learn one thing here, it's how to compete in life. And if they learn while they're young, they take the bitter and sweet in life. Then you know it's more than a pageant, more than a show. while they're young, they take the bitter and sweet in life. Then we know it's more than a pageant. More than a pageant. More than a
The lyrics of the song we just heard are not exaggerated. The events of the last several months leading up to tonight's finale do indeed add up to something more than just a simple pageant for the contestants and for the men and women who judge them. In a letter to pageant officials, a recent judge wrote, "I am deeply grateful for the experience. I don't know when I've had a happier one. Many people think of the Miss America pageant as just a beauty contest. I have been changing a lot of minds. It is a very serious, beautiful, exciting experience." Right now, this year's panel of judges is selecting the 5 finalists. We'll find out who they are and the winner of the Miss Congeniality title in just a moment. You know, there's been another exciting competition going on all over America this year. And here to announce the winner is one of the screen's most charming and gifted stars, Miss Joan Crawford.
And now the winner of Pepsi-Cola's matching picture contest, who receives the same prize Miss America wins tonight, a $10,000 scholarship. And our winner is Mrs. Helen Marinar Sherrard, West Virginia. Congratulations from Pepsi-Cola, your Pepsi bottlers, and me.
Coming fast over the horizon, a new breed of Americans. A new generation with a love of life, full of drive, on the move. They have one thing in common, a livelier, happier, young view of things. This is the Pepsi generation, and you're in it.
Come alive, come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation. Drink light, drink great, drink right up to date. Young taste, young drive, young pace. Come alive, come alive, come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation.
Today's new kind of living calls for 2 kinds of Pepsi-Cola. Famous regular Pepsi with that bold, clean taste. The modern kind of energy that livens up your pace while it cools down your thirst. And new Diet Pepsi with the same honest-to-Pepsi taste. All taste, no aftertaste. Diet Pepsi has less than a calorie a bottle. The only Diet Cola with a famous cola name. Take your choice, regular or diet. 2 kinds of Pepsi for your new kind of life.
Come alive, come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation.
There's no doubt about it. If there's one drink for this time, this place, this generation, that drink just has to be Pepsi-Cola.
Come on, come alive, come alive. You're in the Pepsi generation.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm always amazed every year at the good spirits that prevail behind the scenes at the Miss America pageant. Despite the long hours and the tension, somehow all these young ladies are able to smile. And every year, they vote among themselves for the girl who, in their opinion, most deserves the title of Miss Congeniality. Well, this year, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner of the title of Miss Congeniality is Marie Elizabeth Mushrow, Miss Iowa. There she is. Thank you. Congratulations, Marie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am about to receive the second most important envelope of the evening from the judges. In it will be the names of the 5 finalists. So let's now find out who these lucky girls are. Have you reached a decision? I have it. Here are the 5 finalists in alphabetical order. Carol Lynn Blum, Miss Florida. Eileen Mary Smith, Miss Indiana. Deborah Bryant, Miss Kansas. Patricia Puckett, Miss Mississippi. Sharon Singstock, Miss Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, every year, the new Miss America becomes an international celebrity. And during the year of her reign, she travels extensively, and she is called upon to speak extemporaneously at press conferences all over the world. Miss America has to be able to speak on her feet, graciously, intelligently, on a variety of subjects. So right now, we're going to hold brief interview and a question with the 5 finalists. You and the judges will get a last chance to see which one of them seems to best fulfill this requirement. I will call first now, as we did before, in alphabetical order, Carol Lynn Blum, Miss Florida. Would you come up? I'm going to have to lower this a little. How tall are you?
5'3".
Oh, you.
If I stand up tall.
If you stand up tall. All right, here is your question. Because your father was an Army officer stationed in Japan, this is where you began your schooling. What were the advantages and disadvantages for you and your brother being the only American children in an all-Japanese school?
I think my brother Jeffrey, and I were very fortunate to be Army brats. We'd lived all over the world with my parents, and we did start school in Japan. Actually, I think it was wonderful. Our first language was Japanese. Our first friends were Japanese, and we just didn't know the difference between people and what they looked like and their races and so forth. And I think it was a wonderful education. The advantages were that it was a broader education, and we did get to appreciate what we have in America. And I really can't think of any disadvantages at all.
Thank you, and very nicely said. May I have our second contestant? This is Eileen Mary Smith, Miss Indiana. I'm going to have to... How do you like the cheaters? Huh? Are these fine? Now, your question is this, Eileen. After spending the first 14 years of your life in Elizabeth, New Jersey, your family moved to Indianapolis. What were some of the problems involved in moving from the East to the Midwest and having to make a whole new set of friends?
I believe the problems involved, the main problem was getting used to the Hoosier accent. And the secondary problem was adjusting to a very fine educational system.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We call now, still in alphabetical order, Deborah Bryant, Miss Kansas, please. How are you?
Just fine, thank you.
I was just out your way, not long ago.
I know, and I missed you.
I missed you too, Deborah. Now, Deborah, here's your question. After graduation, you hope to attend medical school and then practice pediatrics. The training and the life of a doctor involve a good deal of sacrifice and discipline. What are some of the reasons that led you to the decision to pursue this goal?
I have always wanted to be a doctor since I was about 12 years old. In fact, long, long ago. And I think it is because I feel that by following a career in the medical profession, I could contribute something to a society, to our society, instead of always just taking from it. Only recently I decided to specialize in pediatrics, and this was mainly because of my love for children, but also because of a desire to see every child have the opportunity to grow to full adulthood. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Kemp. Beautiful stuff. We call now on Patricia Puckett, Miss Mississippi. How are you? We're good. Hey, you know, there was one little expression you did, and I ain't down yet, where you looked at your nose. How'd that go again? That's it. All right, now, Patricia, here is your question. You have said that your favorite subject in school was art because it taught you the difference between observing and just seeing. Now, what is the difference, and how has it made a difference in your life?
Every day we see things, but do we really observe them? When we observe things, we learn. We learn how they're made, and just how they work, and we remember. Whereas to seeing, we often forget.
How nice. Thank you very much, Miss Mississippi. I call now on our next finalist, Sharon Singstock of Wisconsin. Come in, Sharon. How are you tonight?
Just fine, thank you. And you?
Now, you just relax and think a moment about the question I'm going to ask you. On your pageant questionnaire, you have indicated a desire to become a social worker. Now, in what particular area would you like to concentrate, and what do you hope to accomplish?
People are a wonderful part of this world, and they're very important, and life is very important. I want to go into social work so that I can help people in any way that I can. The field is wide open, and I haven't made a decision as to what phase I'd like to go into just yet. I think you have to have a little practical experience to know in what way you'd like to help them. Social work is something very dear to my heart. I'm very serious about it. Thank you.
Nicely said. Thank you, Miss Wisconsin. And one of these lovely girls, ladies and gentlemen, will be Miss America for 1966.
The judges are marking the final ballots to select the new Miss America. The suspense is electric here in Convention Hall, and on stage, the hearts of 5 young girls are beating faster. At a time like this, it's easy to forget the young lady who faces this moment with mixed emotions, the current Miss America, who will pass on her crown to her successor. Vonda K. Van Dyke, Miss America for 1965, will tell us how she feels as her year's reign comes to an end. But first, here's a man for whom the end of the year means something quite different.
When he gets inside, it was well worth the effort. For your Oldsmobile dealer has those great new Olds 88s, and he's offering jumbo year-end savings on every one. Spectacular buys on rocket action Jetstar 88s, the lowest priced full-sized Oldsmobile with big car room, big car comfort. Sleek dynamic 88s, long and low with plenty of muscle to match its good looks. And new Delta 88s. Super new way to go O's. Super in style, that's exclusively Delta. Super in luxury, with elegant interiors. Jetstar 88, Dynamic 88, Delta 88, by Oldsmobile. Distinctive look of tomorrow styling, up to 370 horsepower. And wait till you hear the low, low prices during jumbo year-end savings time. Why don't you and a friend stroll down to your Oldsmobile dealers for jumbo savings on an Olds 88? Don't settle for a fraction of the action. Go Olds, the rocket action car.
Ladies and gentlemen, exactly 364 days ago at exactly this hour, a very nervous Vonda K. Van Dyke, Miss Arizona, was awaiting her date with destiny. Since then, as the reigning Miss America, she has worn her crown with grace and with dignity. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a final salute to Vonda K. Van Dyke, Miss America for 1965.
My year as Miss America will not be remembered for what I've taken from it, but for what I've become by it. This crown has offered many valuable gifts. It's sparkled with thousands of miles of travel. It's glowed with hundreds of priceless friendships. And it's reflected a bright new world of knowledge with an opportunity to grow both mentally and spiritually. These lasting, life-changing gifts deserve a thank you to many wonderful people, but most of all to God for giving me an open mind and an open heart to take these gifts and use them. I ascended my throne last September with two statements. One, that my biggest responsibility was to live up to my Christian testimony, and that the most important book I owned was my Bible. Tonight, I descend my throne with the same statements and the same scriptural promise, which says, "For we know that all things work together for the good to them who love God, to them who are called according to his purpose." So you see, I won't be stepping down. I'll be stepping up to a new year, to a new life, and a new challenge.
September 20th, Vonda will continue the education which was interrupted by her year's reign as Miss America 1965. As a transfer from Arizona State University, she will enroll in the College of Fine Arts at the University of California in Los Angeles, where she will be a radio and television major. During the year and a half, which it will take her to get her degree, Vonda expects to continue making weekend appearances as one of the most popular Miss Americas. The young woman who succeeds Vonda K. Van Dyke as Miss America for 1966 will receive a $10,000 scholarship. During the year of her reign, she will be showered with many gifts and numerous contracts for personal appearances. But also at stake and far outweighing the importance of gifts and money is the honor of wearing the crown and having the title of Miss America. In recent years, there have been many pageants and many titles. But the one with the longest tradition, the one that still means the most to would-be contestants and to the states they hope to represent, is the Miss America pageant. We'll find out who will wear the proud title of Miss America for 1966 in just a moment.
No. No. No is the newest word in fashion. Look, the no coat. The no swimsuit. The no lipstick, lipsticks. And now, because you want that no permanent look, the no permanent permanents from Tony. They give your hair hidden body, a permanent that holds and holds but doesn't show, because you want that no permanent look. To put hidden body in smooth styles, use this uncurly Tony. With big new curvers and a hidden body lotion made for smooth style. For curly styles, use this Tony. With special spin curlers and its own hidden body lotion. Smooth or curly. For that soft, no permanent look, remember, only Tony is in the fashion, no. With no permanent permanents. Have a Tony.
If you've been saying no to permanence, you'll say yes to a Tony. I did. Because Tony's no permanent permanent means a completely carefree hairdo with a no permanent look. Have a Tony.
Before we hear the decision of the judges, these are the 5 finalists still in the running for the title of Miss America for 1966. Miss Florida, Miss Indiana, Miss Kansas, Miss Mississippi, and Miss Wisconsin. Waiting on stage to participate in the crowning of the new Miss America are Nancy Fleming, Miss America 1961, Maria Fletcher, Miss America 1962, Vonda K. Van Dyke, Miss America 1965, Vicki Powers, Miss Alabama of 1964, and Ellen Warren, Miss Maine, 1964.
Now, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Judges, have you reached a decision? May I have it here, please? We will announce 4th runner-up, 3rd, and 2nd runner-up first. 4th runner-up, Sharon Singstock, Miss Wisconsin. Third runner-up, Carol Lynn Blum, Miss Florida. Second runner-up, Eileen Mary Smith, Miss Indiana. And now for the 2 most important announcements, the names of the first runner-up and Miss America for 1966. It is important to understand that if for any reason the new Miss America should be unable to fulfill her duties, her position would be taken by the first runner-up. She is the second most important person in this year's pageant. And now for their names. The first runner-up, Patricia Puckett, Miss Mississippi, Miss America, Miss Kansas. Always the little confusion. We have to get the crown on. We have to get the Miss America badge on. And I won't even attempt to ask you how I feel. Are you coherent at all? Not at all. In just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, you will receive down this fabulous runway a new, beautiful, charming, talented Miss America. What, dear?
I said I remind myself of Vonda K. She sniffed last year.
She sniffed? Oh, yes. Now, are you ready, Miss America? There is the runway, and here is your song.
down, another chapter in the Miss America tradition comes to an end, and a new one begins. For the Miss America story is a real-life Cinderella tale with a different heroine every year. And every year, tradition surrounds her coronation with glamour and excitement.
I'm sure you can see a very strong family resemblance here. Good evening, Miss Bryant.
Good evening, Bert. So nice to meet you.
It almost seems... Oh, well, thank you. It's so nice seeing you. There is a very strong family. Where is Mr. Bryant?
He is stationed in Vietnam. He's a civilian employee with the Air Force.
Oh, I see. Well, I know it's almost superfluous to ask you how you feel at this moment, but I'm sure you have some thoughts in your mind, Miss Bryant.
Well, this is unexpected. I would like to say thank you to all of our dear friends in Kansas for their prayers and for their faithfulness and for their faith in Debbie, and to all of you folks, too.
Debbie, our congratulations to you. Anything you want to say to your subjects?
Oh, they're not subjects, they're dear friends.
How sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss America. Thank you very much, Miss Bryant. Now, if I may, I'm going to escort our new Miss America to the throne. Here we go.
Miss Kansas, 19 years old, a junior at Kansas University. She was born in Kansas City, now lives in Overland Park. She's 5'7", brown hair, glistening blue-gray eyes. In high school, she studied drama and speech. In college, she studied public speaking, and as you heard, after graduation, she hopes to attend Kansas University Medical School to become a pediatrician. Her hobbies are reading and creative writing, and her father, as you heard too, is an Air Force engineer stationed in Vietnam. She's modeled part-time during her high school career to finance her coming college education, but that won't be necessary because tonight she's the recipient of the $10,000 Miss America Scholarship. There has never been a Miss America from Kansas, so I hope everybody in Kansas is really celebrating with us.
The Miss America pageant has been brought to you by Pepsi-Cola, the official drink of the Pepsi generation, and by Oldsmobile, the rocket action car, in behalf of Oldsmobile dealers everywhere, and by Tony, creator of fine beauty products, for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. This is Joe Gibbons speaking. Meyerson's Gown by Burke Amy.